Good afternoon. Thank you for watching. You're here with Varan, founder of Fidus Mortgages.
And I'm Randy, Director of Operations for Fidus.
Perfect. Randy, we're going to have some interesting conversation today. We are building something cool in Fidus.
Very excited for it.
Very excited. Happy to have you as a part of it.
Likewise.
You want to tell the audience what is, I think it's better come from you. What is the vision we have?
Ultimately, I think it's just being able to build a company, build a mortgage franchise where we do things the right way, right? We hear a lot about things happening where there's a lot of fraudulent activities happening and, things going sideways from a market standpoint. We just want to make sure that we do everything, according to not only the rules set out by our regulators, but just basically just do the right thing from an ethical standpoint as well too, right? We don't want to cause any undesired market shifts and whatnot. So just by sticking to that particular mindset, just being truthful and honest with each other and our partners as well too, I think that'll help us stay on the right path to helping grow this industry the proper way.
So going back to where I started, I wanted to build something. This is mostly for the mortgage agents who's watching it from other part of the organization or who wants to build a business. Where I come from building this concept of having Randy as operation manager and growing this team. Initially what I wanted to agents who works at Fidus to build a business. And they cannot build a business without a support.
Of course.
Right? We know in this business, the agents make most of the revenue by selling. But how long they can sell, Randy? Like if you're just doing a transaction, how long you need to sell? How do you retire?
You pretty much don't. There's only a certain amount of, realistically, you only have a certain amount of energy to grind year over year, right? Eventually, you may start to decide to have a family and you want more time for yourself. So how do you do that, right? You got to think big, think outwards. What are the next steps you want to take to help expand your career, right? So some things to think about.
So why don't we say about what we have in mind, how we're going to help them to build a business at Fidus?
I would say the biggest thing is to have a proper support system in place from top to bottom, right? We want to make sure our agents are properly supported, not only strictly just from a file underwriting standpoint, but also to help support them organize even their day-to-day. If we can help provide tips, and implement certain systems in place to help them just be more efficient with their day-to-day activities, I think that's going to help them really free up their time to focus on more important things if they decide to want to, open up and expand their own team. That gives them the ability and time to do so, right? So just building on those foundations, I think will allow them to essentially set themselves up for success that way.
I saw the big gap where most of the mortgage brokerages, the owners are selling. When they're selling, they're not really giving 100% attention to the agents. Where I see how we're going to fill the gap is creating a role like director of operation. You are solely focused on supporting the agents.
Yes.
You are not actively selling. You are here to support the agents to get through their challenges and training, and also help the team leaders who wants to build a business under Fidus to support them and their team.
Of course.
So you want to briefly, you can go in detail how we going to do that.
So once we have our support systems in place, I basically just act in to fill in any gaps that we may identify throughout the process. There may be some gaps that we may identify on a per individual or even per team basis. Things like communication strategy, email strategy, how to best communicate with your clients and partners to maximize your efficiencies, right? So if we can kind of just be there for them, support them in all avenues, I think that's a great sort of starting point or kind of mindset to adapt, so that we can all move forward that way.
So let's say we have some audience who's new to the business or trying to get into the business. They don't have an experience, but they want to join Fidus. How do you think we can make them a great agent? What do you think we are going to offer different than no one else is offering?
I would say training that's tailored to their individual, not only individual styles, but also backgrounds as well too. I like to leverage the strength in each and every individual, right? So I'll even tie in maybe past experiences, past careers, and see how we can leverage or maybe, definitely leverage on those maybe past skill sets to see how it can benefit in their new role as a particular potential mortgage agent, and really just build upon that.
How do you think we're going to be different from the other mortgage brokerage by giving them the support they need?
In addition to individual support, we also have a great coaching system. We are partnered with some of the best coaches in the nation. So I think that's going to really differentiate us from a lot of brokerages out there. And what's great about these coaching systems is that they not only hold us as a group accountable, but also on an individual basis as well too. Your performance is tracked. So almost every week, every month, they will have meetings with us and they try to keep us on track to do as well as we can.
So how do you think we can add team leaders to build their team or build their business under Fidus?
Say if anything, just by leading by example. We do have some individuals already who have that vision, who have already taken some steps to build their own team. I think just by showing support to them and how we support them, others can in a sense follow suit that way and draw inspiration from their potential successes.
I feel, Randy, a lot of individuals, they have a dream they have a vision of growing a team. They want to grow a business. But it's very hard in this environment if you don't own a brokerage or if you don't have a system in place, you cannot really grow the team because you will be spending a lot of time in training and development to the junior agents.
For sure, yeah.
When you start working on training and development, you are not focusing on your individual sales. And it's not a hidden recipe, it's not a hidden note. Everyone makes most amount of the revenue from selling. So I strongly believe at Fidus having a backbone support system like you, where you can support the team members and their contributors, they can go and focus on what they need to be focused on a high level, but we are going to walk them through and we are going to support them on a regular basis as needed, where they're still focusing on their sale, but you are going to be doing a big heavy lifting by supporting them on their day-to-day operation to get them up and running.
Yeah, for sure. And not only that, it's also, I'm going to be here to help also coach. If I see any potential weaknesses or opportunities for improvement, we can coach on a one-on-one basis. Try and just kind of going back on filling any gaps that, any of us may have. We all have things we need to work on, right? And even professional athletes always have certain aspects of their games they always need to work on. So by us being that support system for them, I think it's going to really help drive things forward that way.
So Randy, you've been working with the team for the last 7+ years.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk a little bit about your experience? What have you done? How many deals you went through? Those kind of things. So it's amazing when we were chatting about the other day what kind of experience you had.
Yeah. So having worked with our agents for quite a number of years now, I've come across a lot of deals, a lot of applications.
How many deals?
Natures. I would say probably close to the neighborhood of 2,000.
2,000 plus.
Up until now. So I've seen a lot. And there's always changes happening in the industry as well too. So just having been in the role or having been in a support capacity for this many years, I've come across a number of situations, a number of different clients, a lot of different difficult situations to have to navigate through as well too. So my vision for this is to try to impart my knowledge and anything that I may have screwed up on in the past. I just don't want to see others go through those similar road bumps. So if I can share,
there's challenges of 2,000 deals. There's always
right?
learning opportunity.
There's definitely a learning opportunity for each and every application, even right. So if I can impart some of the knowledge that I've gained through working through with those past transactions, hopefully it'll help people be more successful in their own journey and growth throughout their career.
What excites you about this role, Randy?
Really, it's the opportunity to help people. I love helping people. I love sharing in knowledge. I love technology. So if I can mix the two, how we can leverage technology to help people be more successful, more efficient in their day-to-day, that's when, I definitely find a lot of excitement in that.
So since you touched base a little bit about the technology,
yeah,
what are some of the ideas you have to implement some of the technologies to streamline this process even better?
So we do have a great CRM system through DLC called Velocity, but I feel if we can implement additional systems to supplement our own Velocity system to make things like follow-up processes more efficient, and from an organizational standpoint as well, to keeping your own day-to-day internal activities more organized. I think by just kind of leveraging the two systems and identifying ways for them to work in tandem, will really help maximize your productivity as a whole.
Our goal here at Fidus is not to recruit agents. We are here to help someone to build their business that lasts for a very long time. We also want to help the agents to build a business that you don't need to be an individual contributor for the rest of the career. So we want to take that stigma away and just be an individual contributor. We want to elevate your career. If you are interested in learning more about how we can help you to elevate your career in this business, reach out to Randy or myself. You can reach me at 905-999-7193
or 416-509-6107.
We are happy to have a chat to see how we can take your career to the next level.